What is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a quick look at SUI, which has crashed down from $5.32 all the way down to $3.85. Now that is obviously due to the entire market crashing from just overall post inauguration plus the DeepSeek AI, which gained a lot of traction yesterday. So yeah, sort of a combination of those two things, plus SUI also rallied to a new all-time high, which was at $5. A bit of selling off there as well. Overall though, it is looking very strong, and the reason I say it's looking strong is because we haven't plummeted like a 50% drop, which a lot of these newer altcoins that see a lot of traction do. Although we are still in an early stage for SUI, if we take a look at Fetch, which is something I'd like to compare it to, where we also saw a huge rally in 2024 where it hit $3.50 and then it crashed nearly instantly back down to like $2.50 and back down to $1.88. It was like a very severe instant crash. This is on the daily chart, by the way, so you can see how big the candle drops are. Whereas for SUI, if we take a look here, the candles are also quite big, but it's taking a much longer time, so there's still buying pressure going on, and we can tell that that's happening because of these wicks. Like, this wick is absolutely huge, and it was being entirely wicked during the support, so there's clearly some buyers stepping into SUI. Now this area right here is quite a good area to start buying in SUI. I've started buying in slightly earlier, so I'm obviously still down. I'm going to try and dollar cost average in more here, but overall it's important to leave some capital in case we do see a huge drop, because we have got this no man's land from $3.25 all the way down to like $2.36, $2.20. So it's going to be like a 40% crash if we do continue the move down, and it's important to keep enough capital to the point where you can dollar cost average in lower if needed. Or if you think that we are going to crash lower, then maybe avoid this dollar cost average in entry and then just DCA at the lower entry. So it's important to also analyze yourself and have your own opinion on what to do. Now Bitcoin has recovered slightly from yesterday. We were at like 97,000 at one point. Now we're back up to over 100,000, 102,000 to be precise. The S&P obviously plummeted 1.5%, a relatively big crash. But again, if you remember in one of the previous videos, we talked about these fair value gaps that we have, which we might fill. Now we have like these two fair value gaps, so we should be able to come back up and sort of fill both at once. Yesterday also, Donald Trump was talking about DeepSeek and actually acknowledging it, which is very good to see. Simply all he said was that that should be proof to the US of how much is possible, and that they should be laser focused on their own AI and essentially making it better. So yeah, that's good to see. I think that will push some positive sentiment. Obviously it's still negative that the US is having to spend billions upon billions, maybe even trillions of dollars for open AI and their own AIs, whereas China simply did it with 10,000 Nvidia chips and $4 million. So yeah, that's interesting to see. But again, China could also be lying about the infrastructure they have. Scale AI CEO was also talking about, who's also Chinese, was also talking about how China probably has a lot more Nvidia chips than they put out to claim. So yeah, it's all politics basically. But overall, I think we're going to be in a good pair of hands to continue to move up on crypto, and it will take like 3 to 4 days for that sort of news to breeze over and for us just to continue the rally, as well as getting some more good news regarding crypto. Hopefully the crypto reserve from the US also comes out. Now back to SUI precisely. So yeah, going to be looking for more entries. This take profit needs to come all the way back down, but yeah, going to be looking for more entries. Initial entry is going to be, again, like I talked about, somewhere in this white box, maybe at the top, maybe at the bottom, but just going to set a dollar cost average in entry somewhere around here. Second one going to be at like $3.10, $3.05, also somewhere around here, just below this fib near these wicks. Third entry $2.38. Fourth entry, if it comes to that, then $1.70, and that's where it's really going to be at. So like 4 possible entries. Again, I've had one entry here, one entry at the top, so I'm quite enteried in on SUI, but again, no pressure. I never enter in with 100% of my capital at one specific entry. The first initial entries are always very minimal, like 5-10% max of the capital I have reserved for a specific altcoin, and then if it goes lower, then I just add to it 15%, then 20%, then 25, then 30, then 50, then 70, until the entire 100% is sort of done. But yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. Then you're not limiting yourself on one entry and having to then hold it in the red basically, but also in case case it does just randomly decide to fly up from your initial entry, you'll have some skin in the game. Now, Bitcoin dominance is also another important thing we need to take a look at. If we take a look here, you'll see it obviously has been rallying really ever since the start of 2025, and we need it to do the opposite if we want crypto and altcoins to pump. Bitcoin dominance is sort of like the anti-crypto ticker. You know, when it goes up, crypto usually goes down, or altcoins usually go down. When it goes down, altcoins will usually go up. So what we want to see is this to reverse. It will take like 5 to 6 weeks minimum for us to reach this area right here, and then we can actually start dropping down. Like here, for example, these were huge candles, by the way, and this took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks after we hit the resistance level to actually crash back down. So yeah, a lot of patience, and it really needs to reverse to actually see any momentum on altcoins. If we take a look, obviously from November to December, it's absolutely rallied. Altcoins like SUI, from November it rallied to December, but post that it's been absolutely crashing. Fetch also been crashing, Render also been crashing, you know, DOT been crashing, ETH been crashing. Like all these altcoins have been crashing because of that. So once that starts to dump off, I think we'll see some good progress on altcoins. Now, another thing on the weekly here is the 1.618 area actually looks like a really good dollar cost averaging entry. So I think we talked about entering slightly lower at like 310, somewhere around here. So a potential wick maybe to go slightly through the 1.618 before we can carry the move on up. The weekly also does look quite good on SUI. Like, you know, we break through a level, we hit a new fib, come back down, retest, fly through that one, get a bit of resistance, then break through it, retest, continue to move up, find a new fib, 2.618 now, resist, come back down, retest, you know, zoom through it, retest, and just sort of move on like that. So yeah, it looks quite good, looks quite strong, and that's what we'll be looking to do. Now, other coins to keep an eye out for today, obviously Bitcoin is going to be very, very important. I'd also recommend to keep an eye out on the S&P just to see how it moves in pre-market, and when it opens, if it goes up, then usually Bitcoin will go up also, which means altcoins should go up also. So that's why it's quite an important thing to keep an eye out on this. ETH, another one to keep an eye out for. And yeah, that's really it. I mean, all other altcoins will move quite similarly, apart from XRP maybe, which has been absolutely flying. You know, this is in a world of its own right now. So yeah, keep an eye out for XRP as well. Now, if you did enjoy the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you want to be getting trades sent to you by me every single day, then check out the Discord down below. If you need a place to buy, sell, or trade cryptocurrency for the lowest fees with the best sign-up rewards, then check out all the exchanges we're working with down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.